Warning, parental guidance is advised.
Here you wee fanny.
Winnie the Pooh.
Here you wee fanny. You owe me
Winnie
50p.
the Pooh. Something, all stuff.
I took a shit on your
Fits
garden, you
Winnie the
bastard.
Pooh.
Oh, you took a shit on
Winnie
me
the
garden.
Oh no, pet.
Oh, it's me, Winnie the Pooh.
I can't do a Geordie accent without sounding high pitched, pet. Oh, no, I can't as well. Because if I try, it ends up being Jamaican.
Oh, I'm the ghost of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, my scrotum's been tickled.
What's the name of that bint who's in Girls Aloud who's Geordie?
I don't know.
Oh, I've
She
got a
she
Geordie
tattooed
Shaw.
roses on her ass.
I've
Cheryl
got a
Cole?
rose
That's
in my
it.
ass,
Oh no,
I have.
I'm Cheryl
Cheryl
Cole.
Tweedy, I think her name
I
was.
get married every fucking week and get divorced a
I'll
day
tell you
later.
what, Cheryl Crow is, or Cole or whatever she is now. I don't
Cole.
know. She's really worth it.
She married the
I
cunt from.
would.
She's married the cunt from One Direction.
I would.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
The
she
cunt
married.
from One
She married.
Direction?
What's it? Liam, I think his name is.
I
She's married
would.
to Liam. Ugh.
I would get
They're having a kid
tattoo
together as well.
of a pair of shears on my penis, so it
taste.
looks like I'm pruning a rose bush.
And on that bombshell, roll the
Next
intro.
segment.
Tigger.
No, I'm joking.
Tigger, fuck me, Tigger.
Oh, Tigger's. Fuck me, Tigger.
Drinking
Fuck
coffee,
me,
you
you
cunt.
striped bastard.
Tripod. Three cunts in the sitting here doing nothing but it's a tripod. Tripod.
We talk about pedos. Oh, it's finished.
Oh, we got the classic talk about pedos intro there.
That was, yeah.
Aha!
Oh dear.
Oh, Tigger.
Hello
Oh
and
my giddy cunt.
Oh,
Hello.
me diddy cunt. Oh,
hello and welcome to
welcome to the tripod. Oh,
the tripod with
Slapping
me,
the bass man.
your
slap me
host
balls on your bottom. Blue
Ashley.
balls.
I'm
a
controlling a
goof.
bit of children.
Oh, me kiddies.
Bite a groove.
You look, I can't reach you, Jason, because I'll fucking kick you in
I was
the head.
about to say, I'm quite worried right now. I think he's gonna throw something at me. Fuck, he's gonna do it. Shit.
Not a Viscount.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh no, don't throw Twix at me.
That could cause
No,
more
don't
damage.
do it. Oh, thank you for the Twix, bastard.
Stop
Ha
talking at that
ha.
voice. I'm going to stand up and punch you in the fucking mouth.
Thank you for the Twix, though.
Twix. I'm a Viscount.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, welcome to the tripod with me, your host Ashley. Always here, never alive, wanting to die every day of my life
Often
But,
imitated, never duplicated.
because it's really hard to duplicate shit.
Actually, it's not that hard
Quite
at all.
easy, yeah.
I have
No.
two bowel
You have
movements
to
a day.
duplicate shit, not just shit again. There's a difference.
Yeah, I'm making the Emoji Movie too. So,
Are they?
so you know.
Is that actually confirmed?
I don't know. Probably.
I hope so.
Don't you guys find it
Oh, hell
weird
yeah.
where you have sweet corn, and then 2 days later it's in your shit?
Do you know if you eat nothing but sweet corn and then shit it out, it'll just be like a full can of sweet corn.
That's how they
Don't eat it again.
If you don't chew it the first time, you can chew it the second time.
Yeah.
To my left is Jason. Jason, say hi. And in front of me is Dan, the greasy wombat man.
No, the greasy pole.
I don't give a fuck.
The greasy weasel.
Yeah, the greasy
You're a
weasel,
wombat
there you
now.
go.
Fuck you.
Well, you're fucking
Introduce yourself, Dan.
diseased hamster testicle.
Okay, thank you. And to my right is Paul the Paul.
Hello.
The facilitator of production and finance.
The facilitator of phallus.
That was
The
the
phallus.
facilitator of phallus. Probably shouldn't say that. It might throw you out. Then it wouldn't be the tripod. It'd be the two-pod.
That sounds like a new James Bond film.
A facilitator of penis.
The facilitator of phallus.
It's the,
Who would sing the song?
It's the third. It's the third Danny Dyer.
Who's the biggest
James
cunt
Bond.
singer we know?
Ed Sheeran.
It's a
No, not Ed
First-
Sheeran.
It's the first Danny Dyer.
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith, yeah, the gay one.
The
First-
cunt. The what? The facilitator of phallus.
Yeah.
There you
Danny
go.
Dyer.
Not some muggy Russian cunt. The facilitator of phallus.
got it.
Facilitator of
We've
phallus,
got it.
then some muggy Russian
You
cunt,
could have like
and
the
then some
Russian
muggy-
prime minister who likes to remove people's penises. The
Ah.
facilitator of phallus.
Yay.
He has them in a pickle jar.
Like Rasputin's cock.
I fought a bear and ripped his penis with bare hands.
I think it's
And then you could have a scene where one of them is in a jar and he goes, "I am a pickle dick."
So Jason, how's your week been?
I have wanted to kill myself all week. No, it's been alright.
So he's joined is it the Black Brigade, the flipping My Chemical Romance thing,
The Black Parade.
the Black Parade.
Yeah, Black Parade.
I was a young boy.
Teenagers
my
scared.
father.
They're leaving.
I come from a middle class family, but I'm gonna bitch and moan anyway.
Marching
Nobody
band.
understands.
Wear
me.
tight trousers and restrict the blood flow to my testicles.
That's how they can sing so high.
Okay, so yeah, it's been a
to
pretty
kill
good
yourself
day.
all week.
Nah, not really.
No, it's
I
good.
did until halfway through the week.
A little
When Ashley
birdie.
came over.
There's this site, right, which
A little birdie
specialises
told me.
in live bootlegs.
Live bootlegs.
Yeah, so live performances of bands which have been recorded by fans.
Oh, okay.
And some crazy madman uploaded, I think, 400 Primus live shows onto it.
400 Primus live
400
shows.
Primus live shows, all the way from like the early 90s.
That is some
all the way up to
Optimus
now.
Primus right there.
Yeah, so
Stop, I'll get my coat.
I
Didn't bring a coat.
so I might have downloaded a bunch of them,
Oh yes, they did.
and then
Okay.
halfway through the week, I was waiting for them for a few days, and it was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get them. That's sad. And I came home like halfway through the week, and they were all downloaded, all of them. So I was
Good.
just
Nice.
like, yes, I'm going to listen.
We
to all
don't
of
we
this.
don't condone piracy though on
Yes,
this
we do.
show.
Oh,
If you already own something,
no,
pirate
no.
it.
Bootlegs are fine
Okay.
because they're not like there's no official release for them.
I would
so-
say
A little
if you
birdie
say,
told
say
me.
you owned a game on the PS4 and it's released on PC as well. I'd say it's fine to pirate it.
I'd say that's fine as
A
well.
little
You've
birdie
already paid
told
for it.
me
Or if it's
That-
no longer available to buy anyway.
one flat cap wearing debonair man
Mm-hmm.
has got the part of Fagin in Oliver.
I am.
Yeah.
He's, not,
Indeed.
so he's under an NDA. He's not allowed to
You've
talk
got
about
to
it.
pick a pocket or
I'm
two,
indeed Mr.
boy.
Fagend.
He is a faggon. Jason's a massive faggon.
In this life, one thing counts:
In the
making
bank,
bank
large
large amounts. You got to pick a pocket or two.
How's your week been, Dan?
boy.
Yeah, so
Pretty
that's,
sweet.
that's been it. Nothing much.
How's your week
Good
been?
fun.
All right, I suppose.
I know you were pretty tired a couple of days ago.
I still am, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
But yeah, justice was served the other day of a BMW driver.
Did you kill him?
No, he tried to put his foot down to overtake me, and then he lost control of his car and went off the road. Oh, justice, you evil temptress. Ah, you cunt. Big, massive vagina head.
Paul, how have you
Anything
been?
else?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
No, that's
had
fine.
flu and I've still got a bit of it, so I'm a bit.
Hang on a minute, big, massive wanker. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what the big massive vagina head.
You know why?
is. What is a
'Cause
vagina head?
Russians
guy with
say
vagina
their
is head.
W's as V's
Vagina.
and
Oh right, vagina.
alien vessels.
It's alien whistle. I want some vodka.
But other than that, I'm all right.
Good.
I remember saying to Paul halfway through the week, because I saw him, I was like, Jesus Christ, this whole thing, it's aged you like multiple years.
This has. This
It's like you know when you see a
picture.
picture of Arsene Wenger when he first
the beard, I
became
think.
the manager.
It is. No,
And
it's the
then
beard.
like today, it's like fucking hell. What's happened to you, mate?
Are you saying that about me?
No, Arsene Wenger. I wouldn't be surprised if we have aged you though.
It makes
probably something.
How long have we
aged
been
me.
doing this for now, anyway?
30
nearly-
weeks. 31 weeks.
Longer than that.
31
We've been doing it nearly a year now because of
31
the
weeks
Would it
we've
be a
done,
week in-
but
would it
because
be
of
a
the
year in
breaks.
May?
Because of the
We missed
break.
a couple.
Because of the breaks, we've doing it'll be about a year in May, like beginning of May.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 10 months, something like that.
Yeah.
That's in
9
May.
months.
For our year anniversary, we're gonna probably do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you won't be here, will you?
No, you'd
Oh
be in
bollocks! No, I won't. I'll
fucking
be in
Nepal.
fucking Nepal.
Oh.
Yeah.
you know
fucking
what,
an
we'll,
Irish
We'll
at
That
do,
was my week. I had a meeting with the ICS people,
Bukake and some
they-
monks.
because my papers and
jumped
stuff
out
weren't going to arrive
Yeah.
What was that
in
saying?
time to go in February. I'm going in April, end of April instead, and we're going to Nepal,
Just like
which is
playing
cool
an
because
instrument.
I wanted to go to Nepal in the
cheeky
first
wank.
place.
Is that how he plays the guitar?
Nice there.
He like.
But yeah, I'm going to go to Nepal.
We'll have to get a cardboard cutout made.
Like that.
I thought we were going to get like Matt to replace me or something for the time being.
Can he wear a ginger wig?
No, it'd be better if you just had a cardboard cutout of you sitting on the chair.
on screen at all
Could we
times?
have a skeleton?
The skeleton, yeah.
The thing is, right.
Shearer wig.
The thing is, right. While I'm gone, we're gonna have enough podcasts like to tide the gap very easily.
Yeah, probably, yeah. All the unplayed back issues.
There is a lot of podcasts
Yeah.
that haven't been uploaded yet
In the
because
dark
Jason has to.
chasm of
Jason has to edit.
entertainment.
I don't blame him because he's got to edit all of them.
Mm.
Right.
But yeah,
I don't really want anyone to hear the podcast that I know.
Well,
Are you looking forward to
Especially
the?
my missus.
Are you looking forward to the live show, Dan?
Like with like no.
That's a shame.
When are we doing a fucking live show?
Soon.
Mind you, it'd be weird for her to hear it because she'd hear the first load of episodes, and then when you met her, there's a sudden change
Yeah.
in Dan.
Well, we know
It's going to
we
be
know
the one where he
exactly
starts
when-
fucking reading poetry. The
Yeah, we know exactly when it'll be because you'll get the poetic music on.
Yeah.
Okay,
How about this little daisy?
let's slide on to the next segment.
Welcome to.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
aye, Captain!
Oh.
Who lives in a
No, you got to say tripod at the
cuncicle
movies.
down in the sea? Tripod at the movies.
There you go.
With your host, Dan Cameron.
Hello, Dan.
I'm like that. What's the name of that? Is it Barry Norman? Yeah. I need to learn how to do an
Barry
impersonation
Scott.
of Barry Norman. Right, I went to see The Commuter at the cinema at the weekend.
How was it?
Shit.
All right, fair enough.
Next segment.
No, not next segment.
And now it is time for Tripod on the sofa with your host.
I
Ashley
might
Masters.
have like called the shit stick, right? And then all the shit movies are right at the pooey end, and then like the really good movies are like right at the clean end.
Nice.
So Snowman and Commuters right at the shitty end, and then Star Wars, The Last Jedi, and a few others. are,
Kingsman.
Like, yeah, Kingsman, all like.
So
Yeah.
this is a new segment called Tripod on the Sofa, where we talk about TV shows we've seen.
Tripod on the sofa.
Yeah. Because you watch it on Netflix or whatever, you know. Anyway, I saw the show End of the Fucking World.
I've just
during this
realised
week.
there's a better name for it. Tripod and Chill.
Tripod and chill. Actually, yeah. Wouldn't that be copyrighted though? The chill bit.
No?
That's right. Then. Tripod and chill.
Cool.
Tripod and Chill.
Tripod
there
and
you go.
Chill.
That's the name. For
Can we have
now.
like, record like an intro as like some sexy music?
Yeah,
over it?
exactly. That's
Like
what I'm
that
thinking. We need some
saxophone,
like
like
we need
some
some like
Kenny G
smooth
shit.
jazz.
A bit of smooth jazz.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bit of sexy
smooth
music,
jazz.
you know.
You're
Yeah.
that-
And then, like,
you're
one of
that
us going,
now,
Okay, wait,
dude.
guys, be quiet.
Yeah, and then
Sorry.
one of us going, ooh.
Do you know
Sorry.
what?
It's time.
Guys,
for
guys.
Our
Right,
budget's
what we
going to
need
need
to
to be
do-
a lot bigger with all the stuff we're
What we
getting
need to do,
poor
right?
Paul
What we need to do is one of these count down. All of us at the same time need to say Tripod and Chill in our sexiest voices, and that will be the
Alright.
intro. You ready? So, 3, 2, 1.
Tripod and chill.
Tripod and chill.
Ooh, yeah.
No, you need to say it at the same time. It doesn't
No.
work.
Okay, do it again.
Okay, try again. 3, 2, 1.
Tripod and chill.
Oh my.
Okay.
It
Cool.
reminds me of the Fast Show. Welcome to Jazz Club. Nice.
Nice.
Wait, can we just real quick? Can we also get a little additional thing, right? While we're all saying that, can you just do a quick like Gilbert Gottfried moaning essentially off in the distance, like a.
I'll try. Come on.
Okay, we don't have a countdown.
No.
you guys
Just
do the
just
club?
like do it now, and then we'll get Paul to like put it behind.
This is live intro recording with the tripod.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay,
and
so-
we'll have that, and then that'll be.
Can we do Yoda as well?
So I watched the show End of the Fucking World.
Right. Okay.
I actually saw that on my recommended for Dan and
Yeah,
Mum.
it is a
So I said, let's watch that sometime.
Channel 4 original show.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who is, I can't remember the name of the actor, but he was in the episode of Black Mirror, Shut Up and Dance.
I have never watched Black
I can't say
Mirror.
anything about it 'cause it's spoilers, people haven't seen it.
I want to watch the Star
But it's a
Trek
good
part.
episode. Anyway, the show is about a boy who is a
Cunt.
psychopath.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
cunt then.
he's been
Close.
going, he's been,
BMW
during his
driver.
during his entire life, he's been doing things like sticking his hand into a deep fat fryer and killing animals, stuff like that.
Does he stick his hand in batter first?
No.
Because it'd make a nice
What did he
snack.
say? What did he say? Oh, I stuck my hand in a deep fat fryer so I would feel something. Yeah.
Wow. That's
And
That
then he
is
meets
some
this,
that's
black
pretty
parade
and
edgy.
he's talking about how he
Oh.
wants to kill a human. And then this girl comes up to him and says he's what was it? She goes up to him and goes, "Hey, I saw you skating outside. You're pretty shit." He tells to fuck off. Then he goes, "Yeah, I'll kill this person. That's good."
Did J.J. Abrams write this?
No, it's actually a really, really good show. To spoil the conclusion here.
mommy.
But no, then they go on like a big road trip and a big crime spree.
You're shit at
It's
skating.
it's very, very good. I
You
can't really
watch
say much
this.
about spoiling it, but it's really well written.
I'm a mummy.
The female character actually acts like a real teenage girl, is like
Oh,
a bitchy,
oh,
slightly edgy
Your
girl.
dad's
You know what I mean?
music, man.
And it's just generally quite a good show.
Yeah.
What channel
would
is it
recommend
on?
I will.
It's
need
on.
to
It was on
watch that.
Netflix. I saw it.
Oh, right.
It's only 8 episodes.
Is it on Channel 4? Did you say?
It was.
It might be on
it
Channel
was
4
a
on
Channel
demand.
4 original.
Yeah.
It will probably
watch
be
it
on Channel
Netflix.
4 on
You should probably watch it on
demand.
Netflix.
It might
so-
be on Now 4 on demand for those
See-
who do not have
Yeah.
Netflix.
See, there's a possibility, right? Because they did this with Utopia as well.
Yeah.
They had the first season of Utopia on Netflix, but they never put the second season on,
Right.
and then that was on 4 on demand.
Right.
You know, you guys like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one on Channel 4? I think it was Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
No.
You know the guy who wrote the book that's now known as Blade Runner?
Yeah.
It's like a series of short stories that he'd written. They'd done
right,
like
okay.
an hour-long episode for each one.
Fair enough.
They're worth trying out. That would be on 4 on demand
Fair
as
enough.
well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But no, the show.
Quite
The
a
show
good
is.
casting as well. Steve Buscemi was in it.
The show is 8
Um,
episodes long, and it's only 20 minutes an episode. So it's quite a short show.
Yeah. What's the name of
But
that
it's
guy
really, really
who
good. It's like a
played
black
War
comedy,
Machine in the
basically.
first Iron Man. Black guy.
War
I don't remember his
Machine.
name.
I can't. But he's in it.
But no, the show.
But
It's,
there's quite a few
it's a
recognisable
dark
characters.
comedy. It's quite a funny show.
Yeah.
I
I thought an Eddie Murphy stand-up was a dark comedy.
But no, it's also
Richard Pryor.
That's a dark comedian.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like, it has a romance element in it, but it's not like one of those things.
His
that,
stand-up was brilliant.
It's not one of those
Wait,
things.
is this
that,
when we were talking about Watchmen? What's going on?
Yeah, the show's got a romance element, but it's not like shoehorned in. It's like one of
Romance
the main
element?
one of the main points of the show, and it works really well. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
I told Jason about it the other day, and there's two detectives in the show. They are
Oh yeah, I remember
both
this.
lesbians, and
Jose
one's
and
black and one's
Hoseby.
white. But the white one is constantly trying to be like a cool TV detective. Like, for example, she
What,
brings
like edgy, like 90s kids.
No. It's like, for example, she brings 2 coffees onto a crime scene, like a murder scene, and she goes to pass the other person. The other person goes, "Mate, it's a fucking crime scene." And over time, you know, like in like NCS and stuff, where they sort of push back on the chair and spin around to talk to the other person. She does that and smashes into the desk and like knocks over half the woman's desk.
Have you noticed how in all his NCIS ones they're always looking for semen?
Yeah.
We need to
True.
find the cum.
But no,
Speaking
it's a
of
good
Black
show.
Mirror,
Can you imagine Gilbert Gottfried doing
Remember-
like
Speaking of Black Mirror,
We watched-
NCIS Las Vegas? Where's the spunk? Sorry, J-Dog.
gonna burp. Your little cock's gonna burp out spunk.
yeah, we watched the Black Mirror episode Shut Up and Dance and San Junipero, but we also watched an episode of Inside Number 9.
Fucking amazing show.
Yeah.
It's so
It was
funny.
it was the one with the it was the one where it was like the silent movie, and it was these burglars trying to break into this rich person's house.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
So funny.
Apparently,
Seriously.
they filmed some of that in the. You know,
They did film some of that in
where
Peterborough.
the key Broadway theatre is. They've got
Mm.
tunnels that go.
Yeah, the
underneath that.
catacombs.
Yeah,
underneath.
they
It wasn't, and
filmed
apparently they did film some in Peterborough.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see the rest of that show now.
See, they're
'cause-
so ashamed of actually filming in Peterborough. They filmed under Peterborough.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably less homeless people, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
I mean, even if I was filming like a rom-com or something, I'd still film it in the
In
catacombs.
The catacombs.
That was,
there'd be nicer company in there.
That was the
would it be
end
called the Catacombs of Passion?
Of Tripod.
Yeah,
no,
and
no,
Sofa.
hang on. I've
sorry,
not
I
said
apologise.
anything about my
Sorry,
highlights.
It was just about the show I was talking about, so that's why I was confused. Continue.
I thought.
I apologise.
He said we watched an episode of Black Mirror.
You know, he
and
was just
inside
just
number 9.
mentioning that as an extra point.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
just
Inside
carry
mentioning
on.
that.
number 9 inches.
Carry on then.
No, that's fine.
Carry on. It's fine. No,
It's fine.
you mentioned what you
No.
were talking about.
No,
Right, you fucking
no, because I
dick.
did Dan at the movies, so it's fine. I thought
Okay.
it was just like we're going to share.
That was the end of
Paul, save
Tripod
us.
and Chill.
Save us.
Move
from
on to the next
madness.
segment, please.
Tripod
Okay,
and
here we go.
Chill. Nice.
Well, it's everyone's favourite segment ever.
Quinton's Leap.
For Quinton's Quandaries.
Ah, well, thank you.
Aha! There you go.
Yes, interesting.
Quinton's Quandaries.
That's cool, actually.
Oh, hold on, sorry, I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call from who is this?
Freddie
Right,
Mercury.
okay, it's the
Freddie
it's the Fun Police. They're saying that we're having too much fun on this podcast, and we need to
We're
calm
having
down
lots
a bit.
of fun.
We need to calm down. Not too much fun being
You know
had,
what
guys.
they say,
We
one
need
at
to
the
chill
bum,
out a
no
bit.
harm.
Throwing up a
done.
Twix at your head.
Take man's Twix by force.
I don't want a Twix.
No, I'm alright.
Okay, Quinton, give us your quandaries.
The quandary this week is interesting. I was watching a documentary.
Okay.
It was based on religion, but this doesn't have to be.
Ew.
And it was.
Samwise
basically-
Gamgee told me that religion is a structured way to be racist. I don't know if you agree with that. but
Yeah,
that's what he
I
said.
can see that actually. Yeah, I can see.
Apparently, as well, religion is the cause of all problems in the world.
Yep.
Which I could agree
Well,
with.
it's caused more wars, death, and destruction than
Yeah.
any one other thing.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's religion, then
Hey
greed.
guys, remember the
so
emu?
religion's at the top. Greed
Remember the
comes
emu
second.
wars?
Yeah.
And Catholicism's greed and religion in equal measure. So that's
Yes.
that's just like
Got
yeah.
it all wrapped up in one, haven't they?
So what Samwise Gamgee said.
It's interesting though that you can still marry a girl at 12 in the Vatican City.
Yep.
That isn't that saying something?
Yeah, that's
Just underline that point.
If the age is on the clock, they're ready for the cock.
But no, my quandary this week is
Yeah.
they were interviewing this family who grew up very, very religious, and parents were, indoctrinated them every week. And the kids grew up believing certain things.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of not a cult, but it wasn't your standard Christian sort of beliefs. There was a lot of weird shit going on in it. Anyway,
Charles
when
Manson,
they
wahey.
interviewed the girls, they're like 40 years old now,
Yeah.
and they were talking about it. They had some beliefs that they rigidly stuck to, even though they could prove otherwise. But these women, or the family, had been so indoctrinated that when they found out the truth, they basically said, well, we spent all our lives believing in that,
Yeah.
so we're going to continue believing in that.
yeah. It's like
Even
a
though-
denial.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think the best example I've got of that is like people who were raised Jehovah's Witness.
That kind of, well, this is what I was
then
gonna-
they get raised for it their entire lives, and then when they stop believing in its core values, they still won't celebrate Christmas and stuff because they're just not used to it.
but it happens not just in religion, but many
I know,
things. People
Like me.
people
like you.
believe in something so much that when they find out the truth,
Yeah.
they still continue to believe. Like you look at someone and you respect them and you follow them, and then
Yeah.
you find out they're a rapist or a something. You know, we've all been there.
We've
and
all
some people-
we've all had those moments.
Some people
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I meant finding out about, not
Oh, yeah.
personally.
Not
Yeah.
turning out to
You
be.
say
a
not
rapist.
personally, but
Yeah,
you
not
know.
personally,
I
but
know,
you
Paul.
yeah,
I
like
know, mate.
Jimmy Savile. Let's say you thought he was fantastic, and then you find out what's gone on.
I always thought it was a bit creepy.
I
Some
always thought it was a bit
people-
of a fucking weirdo.
Some
Yeah.
people will still believe in it because they've spent
Yeah.
so long.
I think.
Yeah,
I
it's sort of
think
like a
the,
denial thing.
I think
It's
the point
like, well, I
is-
don't
it's
want
Well,
to
the
be.
because
quandary
it's-
really is if you found out something now in your life that you've really believed in, or a person that you really believed in, and you found out something completely horrendous about either of those, what would you do? Would you, because you spent your
I
life
don't-
following it, or
I
would
think-
you change? And
The
say,
point
"I
is,
was
it
wrong"?
depends. I think the first thing is it depends on what it is. I think in that situation, it's because they knew it was for them. It was like a place of safety and innocence to go back to. You know, there's always
yeah.
a reason behind it in that
Yeah.
way. Like they say, oh, this person died. Well, there was a reason behind why they died. You know, so it's something they can go back to and always look at in that kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with me, I don't follow any religions or anything really really big like that. I
No.
think the only thing that could really change for me, so say like they scientifically proved the existence of a god or something,
Right.
and they caused everything. I think that'd be the only thing where I'd go back and say, well, there's got to be some other explanation for it, you know,
Well, it's like,
scientifically.
there was a program
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
day about this one guy. He'd he had murdered his girlfriend because he found out she had a penis. Now, the interesting thing about
Right.
the story was that he fell in love, and this, I must admit, this guy did look like a girl.
Yeah.
I would have myself been completely thought this guy looks just like a girl.
Yeah.
They'd been going out for a year or so. And they'd been snogging and all that, but there hadn't been any sexual stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it got to the point, about 10 months, they got to the point where he really wanted to move this on
Fucker.
and started feeling around and found that she had a penis.
A cock and balls.
He then went mad and killed her,
Wow.
or him. Now, when he
It.
was arrested, that isn't the story. The story is he belongs to a cult.
Yeah.
And in that cult, one of their beliefs was that anyone that was gay, male or female, should be killed.
a bit
That's it,
extreme.
killed.
That's
End of.
yeah.
yeah.
That's probably
Now-
why
Well,
he.
not a bit
like,
extreme.
When
When
the
is it
cult
extreme?
found out that this was a girl, they said, "Oh, hang on, you were with a bloke." And he said, "No, I killed her because I found that out." But when they spoke to the deceased's friends, they all said, "Oh no, they were going out for ages. He knew they were kissing and cuddling. He knew it was a bloke."
Yeah.
And it was only when it became the group became aware it was a bloke, he then killed her to say, "I'm a
Save
member of this
face,
group,
yeah.
save face," because they were going to kill him.
Ah.
But when they interviewed him, he was denying all of that and just saying, I killed her because
How do you date someone for that long and not know though?
Yeah, that is.
yeah. But if you found,
question.
what would you do if you were with a woman? I mean, I have a friend of mine. He went to Amsterdam with a group of like it wasn't a stag do. It was just the lads out for a weekend. I didn't go, and he ended up being given a blowjob by a bloke, thinking it was a girl.
Yeah.
What do you do when you find that out?
I think in that situation, I think I'd be fine with it. But if I was dating someone for like say a couple of months, I didn't know, and they never opened up and told me,
Especially
Straight-
if you develop
straight
feelings
up.
for that
I've-
person.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
yeah.
I
If
feel
it was
I feel like that's kind of thing.
The trust
Like,
would be
I think
gone,
if
wouldn't
they
If
used
it was something
to
that
be,
personal, I'd
I
feel
think
a
if they
bit
used to
betrayed.
be a guy
Yeah.
and they'd got the whole transition done, like completely cut off, I don't think it would have mattered. But if
But
they
if
still
they
had
still
those
had-
parts down there,
yeah.
I think it's a kind of a breach of trust to sort of go into a relationship with someone knowing you're lying to them about something that
yeah, no, I
big
agree.
that's a part of
Yeah.
you.
Uh,
I wouldn't kill them. Don't get me wrong. But
No,
I'd be
no.
very annoyed.
No.
Like people are gonna hear this and go, "Oh, he's a fucking transphobic piece of shit." But no.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
I
Dick.
have you know, I have you know, I have
would be
slept with a
worried.
girl with a dick. So
It's
you can go
not.
fuck yourself.
It's not like.
I would be worried that they would be making me gay.
yeah.
Don't know.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If you fall for someone
Mufasa.
and you believe they're the opposite sex and you find out they're not, what happens then? Because you've fallen for someone. You think, oh, she's nice.
See, if
Doesn't
I,
bother
if
me.
I
I'm
got
bisexual.
if I got a
Oh,
reach
wow.
around
Yeah.
by a woman who was actually a bloke, then that's fine. But if I
Well, for
was
you,
in a
if it was Bailey J, it'd
if
be
I was,
fine.
if I was in a relationship with someone and say 6 months down the line found out that she was a bloke, then
Yeah.
I think I'd be the same as
Yeah,
Ash. I'd be
I'd be very
because
very
you'd be-
annoyed.
Well, probably by that time you'd have feelings for that person.
Yeah, for sure.
And the trust just won't be there anymore.
No, it's it sounds really bad, but it's akin to like
Well, no, it's a
akin
case
to
of
cheating
like.
on someone really because it's the same sort of level
Yeah,
of breach
yeah.
of trust.
So let me like elaborate on this. I get the impression that it's, and bearing in mind I'd feel betrayed as well, but I'm getting the impression it's not so much because she didn't tell you about that, but it's more like you think, well, if she's lying about that, what else is she lying about?
What
Yeah.
else could there be?
It's
Yeah.
that, but I think it is. I think
Potentially,
it is also a level of. This is a big part of
Yeah.
who she is as a person.
No,
you
don't
know.
get me wrong. That is part of it as well. But I feel like that's another angle that you can see
Yeah.
it from, and
Because
that's
there's
another
the-
angle that people
don't
could
get me wrong.
potentially understand.
There is nothing
it from
wrong with
as well.
being trans
No, no,
at
No,
all. Nothing
there-
wrong with it at all.
There was
It's
also a
not that. It's
We've
the honesty.
gone
isn't
But
into
it's
it?
the
Being
honesty,
open
yeah.
to
It's
something.
about being
Do you know
in a
what I mean?
relationship. If you're with someone for 6 or 7 months and you've developed feelings for them and you want to like marry this person, for
Yeah.
example,
Well, there
What-
was
what
another,
is gonna-
another incident which was a bit even worse, I think. That a couple got together. One of them wanted to have a sex change, which
Yeah.
they didn't have. They just went sort of trans.
so
Yeah.
didn't
HR,
have
like
the
sort of
full
did they go
blown-
on to HR.
And they adopted a baby.
Yeah.
Excuse me. sorry.
Before they went trans, they adopted a baby.
Hmm.
Well, he then converted and dressed as a woman, and
Mhm.
they grew up with this child believing that they had a mum and a dad.
Yeah.
And when they were about 16 it was, or 15 it was, until they were then told that your mum is a bloke.
Wow.
Now that to me must have been apt. Can you imagine that?
That's-
Well, I think that's again. It's
Yeah.
like finding out you're adopted. You know.
I
You've
don't know. I
grown
think it's
up
a
in your
little,
entire
what I
life.
it's a
was
little
thinking,
bit
sort of,
worse. I don't
yeah.
know.
I know, but like
When
growing,
you're
gro- gro-
adopted and your dad's a girl.
No, I mean like growing up your entire life thinking these people are your parents, and then all of a sudden, oh no, you're adopted. Lol. Haha.
Yeah, but then finding
Don't know how
out
I feel about
that
that
your
one.
mum's the dad.
You know, this is
You-
probably
back to the sorry.
No, you carry on.
So
mate,
back
I'll-
to the original point about going back to safety. It reminds me of the story of the guy who killed his dad with an axe and hit his mum in the head with an axe.
Right.
His mum didn't die, but his dad did, which is really weird because his dad sort of like got up and walked around, like took the rubbish out, read paper and stuff, with like half his face hanging off. Then he died.
Right.
But his mum, even though she got hit in the head with the axe and there was loads of evidence proving that she didn't believe his son could do something like that, and is still to this day protecting him.
Right. Yeah, I
from court.
did hear a thing where a mother was
Yeah.
protecting a son who killed the father, tried to kill her,
Yeah,
and
because she didn't believe
she didn't
that he did
believe
it.
he couldn't, and that she was sticking to a story that someone came in and did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
that.
it's
It's
the-
that
it's the
kind
same
of
kind
thing
of
I was
thing, yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of
Are those-
absolute.
Yeah.
This is probably a little different, but I suppose when you're a kid and you idolise someone.
Yes.
So say for argument's sake, I'm thinking about Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely fantastic in-ring performer, brilliant wrestler,
I'd perform in his
fantastic
ring.
technician. But then, obviously, what he did,
Yeah.
killed his wife,
Yeah.
his child, and then killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
but I still will sit there and watch his matches and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because I see him as the performer, not as the person.
But I think when it's
But then what
something
you've
as
got to
big as,
realise
I think
as
it's
well
when
is
it's,
that
I
he
think
had
it's,
serious mental damage.
I think it's when it's something
not
as,
that I'm condoning it, but he did. His brain was literally.
I think it's when it's something as big as like
screwed.
a religion, which could be part of your entire life, like dictates everything you do, everything you're allowed to, everything you're not allowed to do. It's harder to break that
See,
sort of bond.
We
See,
don't-
But I
we-
mean,
we
that's, yeah, because I was saying it is different. But I mean, like, say if you've got a
Yeah,
childhood
yeah,
hero
yeah.
and then they do something that's really bad, and it's like, but you still want to like that person
Yeah.
or idolise that person.
we were
It's like with
discussing
Michael
this.
Jackson, isn't it? Like, there's still people out there who absolutely love him. Did he? Didn't he? No one knows.
Yeah, exactly. That is
But
It was a
it's
civil
still
suit.
people still, yeah.
Allegedly.
But
Allegedly,
obviously
it was a
with-
civil suit.
With
Civil
religion.
suit.
like-
Would
like
anyone
you
here
were
watch
saying.
a rerun of Jim Will Fix It?
No.
Fuck no.
It's a bad show.
It's like you said with
I
religion.
would not.
Even
If Jimmy
though-
Savile was more entertaining, I would watch it.
Yeah.
But he
Even-
was in an episode of Have I Got News for You, and I watched that
Yeah,
after
he
his
was, yeah.
after his death because I do enjoy Have I Got News
Did
for
you
You. I
see
think
the
it's a good
flames
show.
in his eyes?
The
The
well,
horns.
no,
sprouting
no.
out.
He made a joke about molesting anyone who came into his trailer.
He did.
Oh my
He did,
God.
and everyone thought it was really funny at the time. And then they
Yeah.
played it after his death and after all the shit had come out, and the response was like the exact opposite. They were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
Louis Theroux interviewed him and brought that point up.
hmm.
And he looked at the camera and said, "Well, you'll never know." I thought, "Oh, that's horrible."
See, going
After-
back to
yeah.
religion, like obviously I'm not part of any religion anymore.
No.
But I've not witnessed anything that's changed what I believe.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like I still don't do Christmas, still don't do birthdays.
You were brought up a
Um,
Jehovah's Witness, weren't you?
Well,
A JW.
I think, what is it? My mum
I
was studying when I was little, and I just sort of went with them.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what was going on, but then it was only till like 2009 when
But
I
I
started
think you'll
studying.
agree where it's very hard to break out of that kind of.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah,
was there
but
till about
I-
2015, but
Yeah.
I believe what it says because I don't think that
But what I mean,
man-made religion
it's definitely very
should
hard.
be the
it's
way
very
to go,
hard
but
to
I
break
do
out of
believe
that
there's
kind of
something
belief,
in the
right?
Bible. Yeah, there's something in the Bible. I can't discredit it.
Yeah.
There's definitely something
there's a
in there.
force that you can't. You
I think
can't-
we should,
You can't deny there's a force.
Quickly
but-
start to
yeah.
move on.
But
now,
it's the
'cause
man,
been
it's
a
the
very long
man-made
segment.
element.
Yes,
Do you know
exactly.
what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's the man-made element that's causing all the
But I
problems.
feel
like
the same as
the
you about
world
Christmas
wars.
and
Yeah.
birthdays and all the rest of it. But I'm not. I've never had any connection with Jehovah's.
I mean, I've
Well,
just
it's
not.
like me being the opposite.
I've just
I'm
not,
not.
since I was like 4. I've just not celebrated birthdays
Until
and
it-
Christmas. It's
Right.
just second nature to me.
It's,
I just-
Yeah, right,
it's
right,
similar to
yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but in the opposite way. Like as a kid, Christmas was a very big thing in our family.
Yeah.
Like we celebrated it. We go ham on Christmas. Basically, we get like massive meal for like 20 people, and there's only
Yeah, we
like
did,
5 of
yeah.
us there.
See, as a kid, I
blah
missed
blah
it.
blah. But because I had that as a kid,
'Cause it's
it's something I
a
still want to
magical
follow
time for
nowadays.
kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's like it's almost like humans as a species enjoy tradition. I think, and
It's that belonging, needing
Yeah,
to belong. Isn't
yeah.
It? Yeah.
Because I mean,
it's why humans like I'm not very fond of family because of other reasons, but it's why humans
You're
sort of
fond of me,
naturally it's why humans are sort of naturally disposed to follow their family.
Yeah.
So like say your dad's a doctor, you're more likely to become a doctor, and then your son and
Yeah,
so on and
exactly.
so
yeah,
forth.
yeah. We're predisposed to
Yeah.
follow the group, follow
Exactly,
your parents.
yeah.
follow
I mean,
your-
yeah. To be honest with you, I did miss Christmas.
It's why
from when
kids
I
with
was, like,
parents who smoked are more
4
likely to
up
smoke.
until about 10.
Right.
But as I sort of went into my teenage years, I didn't really think of it more, which is why I think Christmas is more a time for kids, isn't it?
It is.
Do you know
I
what I
feel
mean?
that.
Because I used to see all the kids getting excited when I was
When you
at
become a
school.
teenager, that's the end of
Yeah,
Christmas.
when it
With,
came to the Christmas holidays at primary school, and kids were like, "Oh, I'm going to get this for Christmas. I'm going to get that," and I'm like, "Well, I'm getting fuck all." for
With
Christmas,"
me,
do you know what I
it's
mean?
with me,
But
it's
as I
like
grew
because
up,
our.
I sort of saw it. Do you know what I mean? Just as a normal.
but we're starting a new tradition now, Dan.
Friend Day.
Friend Day, woo!
Yeah,
Hey.
we've got to get Paul in on it.
We
This,
do.
this
When-
year.
when
We
is
do-
Friend
I
Day?
think
When is
I think
Friend
we
Day,
decided
guys?
we had one in January, but I think we decided we're going to push it into.
Is that in between
Summer?
Wednesday and Thursday?
Yeah.
Right.
No, basically, it's a day.
Oh yeah,
it's
because
a
I might
day.
have to. I'll talk to you about
it's
it.
a
Wednesday,
it's a,
Friend Day,
it's a
Thursday.
Right.
it's a gift giving day between in the summer
Oh,
essentially. We would just hang out and
Okay.
order
Something
pizza and buy
special,
something.
yeah,
Like
Is that
you give everyone like one thing.
Is that
you
a
know.
commercial thing?
No, it was something we made up.
Oh, you made up.
Yeah,
Friend Day.
yeah. Friend Day. It's August the 23rd, if I remember rightly.
In Japan, it's called El Conto Day.
Wouldn't Kunto
I'm
be
not
Mexican?
sure.
Fuck it. Next segment.
That's
go, Paul.
right.
Go.
No, El Conto.
You're. I'm very sorry, Jason.
We've just went Super Saiyan.
I'm Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2.
Do you see that? See that video of that guy like tried? He put on YouTube. It was like trying.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
that
It was
the black
like
guy?
it was a video, and he risked it as like trying to go Super Saiyan. And he just screamed at the top of his
Have you
voice, and then
seen
his
that?
mum came and was like, "Shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ!"
Have you
Why
seen
does
that?
everyone in the
He's just
family have to
screaming.
know about Uganda?
Have you seen that
Why must
dickhead
everyone
who?
in my home have to hear about the Uganda?
Have you seen about that dickhead who's trying to say water isn't wet?
Oh,
Water isn't
God.
wet.
Like the meaning
Yeah,
of wet.
The video of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some black guy who was stoned and he was just like.
Technically speaking, with his description, he is correct.
It's
Water
true.
No, it's
isn't
true.
wet.
Water isn't wet. Water makes things wet.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
why
he was
do
being
a
a bit of a-
video
he was
based
being
on
a bit
that?
of a
Because I
cunt
already
about
knew
it.
that.
He's being a bit of a cunt about
Can I
it.
tell you something about water?
No.
One
I
half
said
pint.
no.
You ought to drink your quota of water.
Okay. Okay,
No, Paul,
go for it.
go ahead. I
One
want to hear.
half pint glass of water contains more molecules than all the grains of sand on this planet.
Wow.
How is that possible?
How is that possible?
Because molecules are really small, and there's lots of them.
There's lots
Water
of
is
grains
very
of sand.
dense.
I've got bigger pieces of corn in my crap. Christ is tiny. Get
Okay.
in my belly.
Okay, what are we doing, guys?
Let's
What's-
talk about wrestling.
Let's
Click.
talk about.
I got a
wrestling.
turtleneck poking
Ding,
it.
ding, ding. Hey, so Dan, did you hear about?
I'm touching cloth.
Wrestling tussle.
Did you hear about Raw 25?
Yeah, it was shit. Next
Shit.
segment.
No, man. No, man. Like, I've got a
The
bit of
thing
agreement
is,
about
why
this,
do
right?
people sound so surprised? It was going to
I'm
be
not.
shit.
I'm not surprised. in
I
the
knew it was
slightest.
going to be shit because WWE just produced shit.
It was just a big nostalgia
have done
fest
for
that wasn't
years.
very good, with no good matches, and it was so bad. Right, two of the commentators that came in actually fell asleep during
Not
the match.
because they're ancient, but because they were bored.
Yeah, like
But-
there was a picture taken. Both of them were asleep in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fans wanted refunds and everything.
Yeah. And
That was like
no,
television.
they're in the arena with all the cheering fans and
Yeah,
the wrestlers
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
and they fell asleep still.
like you know in the Houses of Parliament where the old farts at the back are like, yeah, or playing Words with Friends. Dewdrop.
Look,
He's pulling out his switch.
look. I have got nothing to do this segment. Okay, I don't
Switch.
watch wrestling.
Oh, Enzo Amore's rapist.
Oh yeah, and the Enzo Amore, the current cruiserweight champion, has been accused of being a rapist, and he's been arrested by the police.
And I hope he never
Enzo?
returns.
Enzo Amore.
yeah.
My name. That's a shame.
Enzo Amore.
I'm a short ass cunt, and you can't
a
teach
certified
that.
rapist.
I'm a short ass Italian cunt, and you can't teach
He's not
that.
Italian. He's fucking from Brooklyn, for Christ.
He is Italian.
No, he's not.
He is.
Okay, what are you
Enzo
doing?
Amore,
I'm gonna
hence
do
the
another
name.
Mario race.
Yeah, it's fucking Brooklyn's Italian American, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Broccoli.
So it's still
half
Italian.
of America's Italian and the other half's
Irish.
Irish, yeah.
Yeah. And also, rumours coming into the Rumble weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Dunne's been removed from a UK indie show
Yeah.
on Royal Rumble weekend. Ethan Carter III has been
Yep.
removed from a US independent show the same weekend.
Joseph Connors has as well.
People are saying possibly Neville might be making a return.
There was as an AMA on Reddit with
Such an unlikely name for a wrestler.
What?
Neville.
yeah, WWE.
his original
just
name
liked
was
it.
Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like there was a wrestler called Biggie Langston.
Yeah.
Biggie Langston. That
His name
sounds
got
like a
changed to
rejected
his
rap
name got changed to
artist.
Biggie.
Um,
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Neville.
Ronda Rousey,
Ronda
UFC
Rousey.
star. She
Yep.
might be debuting
Biggie
in the Royal
Langston.
Rumble.
Yep. There's a lot of rumors going around about Conor McGregor debuting as well.
Conor
fuck's sake.
McGregor is a wrestler.
Yeah, but
Jesus
I've got to
Christ.
get the plane all the way down there, and I don't really want to
People
because I'm the better McGregor.
People are
TNA would
saying-
sign me, and they'll
people
know
are
I'm better.
very very adamant that Punk's going to re-debut as well.
No, I don't think
I
so.
doubt
Oh.
it.
But you're missing the most important wrestling.
Possibly
news, right?
Daniel Bryan as well.
Stardust.
Our boy Stardust. He finally
yes.
unveiled. He premiered a wrestling.
Sorry
league.
for screaming into the mic there, Paul. That was-
Stardust.
I was
No,
Stardust.
Stardust.
Who the fuck is
Okay,
Stardust?
so WWE.
Stir-
There was a guy called Jim Sterling. Or there is a guy called Jim Sterling, and he made a video about wrestling stuff, and the WWE took down his video.
Yeah.
So what he did is he bought this like skin tight suit and created a character called Stardust because his name's Sterling.
Right, now bearing in mind,
Fuck's sake.
Jim Sterling is like a morbidly obese man, right?
Yeah.
So he's a morbidly obese man who reviews video games
he
for a living.
basically-
So he looks like Jabba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically
looks like
just
Jabba.
did this to shit on
Jabba.
WWE because he's
Yeah,
so close to another
he
wrestler.
did this as like a fuck you to WWE. So what he did was he got this skin
Like
tight
lycra
spandex suit
yeah.
commissioned, right? And he just like put like war face paint on his face.
But he just did it to show him
Did a
it's
version
like
of-
so close to Stardust.
Yeah,
it
did a
isn't-
version of the Stardust theme, and then he just stood there like rubbing himself for a few minutes.
And he
And that-
debuted as a manager for a wrestler. Like, that's gonna
No,
change.
he's actual wrestler. He's in the
He's a
wrestling.
manager. He's a manager. He's not a wrestler.
Oh.
We'll try and find a picture for you guys.
Beautiful.
Jason, put a picture on
It's
screen.
beautiful. You could see like his erect nipples poking
Jason,
out of the suit
Jason,
while
put
he's,
a
like,
picture of him
rubbing
on
himself.
screen right
No.
about
Stir.
No.
now.
Stir. No.
Yes, a Stardust debuted.
That sounds like a friend of mine actually.
Get ready.
He never
to
hoovers
see your
when
name
you walk through his
in
house.
the
It's like Stardust.
stars.
However, this weekend is the Royal Rumble, and I'm very excited for it. It's gonna the Rumble matches are gonna
The
be good.
Royal Rumble.
Yes,
I'm indifferent to it.
the Royal Rumble is a match where
Duke of Edinburgh takes on Prince Philip.
No,
Hello.
the Royal Rumble.
himself.
The Royal Rumble is a match where two wrestlers start in the ring, and in interval of
Yeah,
90
yeah, they
seconds,
go in
another
the ring.
wrestler.
Right. They
Another-
keep-
I
love
they keep
those.
stabbing each other around
Yeah.
the ring, do they?
No.
Yeah, they're good.
Every 90 seconds, another wrestler comes into the ring.
Or like tag.
No,
No.
and
it's-
the
as
only
in-
way
as
a
in-
wrestler can be eliminated is
It's
by
kiss
being
chase.
as in wrestlers keep just coming into the ring
every
and they
90
don't
seconds.
get out.
Really?
Yeah.
The only way
So-
to get
The
through
only way
is
to
you
get
throw 'em
eliminated,
over the
you
top
throw him over
rope.
the top rope, and both of their feet have to touch the floor.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if possible,
Wrestling.
it's probably never happened, but if possible, if everyone was really careful, you could just sandwich all of them into the
Well,
arena
actually,
like sardines.
there's a thing called the Battle Royale where all of them start in the,
The
ring.
battle royale. The
All of
battle
them start in the
royale
ring. The Battle Royale with cheese.
with cheese.
Anyway, next segment. That's the end of the wrestling
I have a
thing.
taste of that burger.
Alright.
That was a shit
That
segment.
is a tease. That was a good segment. Fuck you.
Tasty segment.
It was a cunty segment.
So I have a topic to bring up to you, you guys, all of you.
Yeah.
It's about
What, the chocolate bar?
Yeah. Question. I said. Is there a chocolate bar called Question?
You said topic.
Oh, topic.
You did say topic, yeah.
You
Anyway,
prick.
The,
What
the-
has a hazelnut in every bite?
My
Squirrel.
Oh
God.
shit!
Squirrel shit. Yeah.
No, I've got a question about technology.
Right.
And you know how fast
Technology.
technology is currently
Oh,
growing.
yeah.
Technology.
Like, for example, the picture of the cupcakes I
Technology.
showed Jason earlier.
Or this thing that I have in my hand
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what
like,
I've got in my hand right now.
yeah, like that's so it's more powerful
Look,
than
Dan,
any of the first
Dan,
computers. And you've got it in
Dan,
a
pull your
power in
trousers
hands.
back up.
Well, there's more in
We
your
don't wanna see that.
handheld. There's more
It's a
technology.
PG show.
I think it would take. Didn't they figure out to take like 1,000, like over 1,000 computers to equal the technology in one of those
Yeah.
phones?
Well, a normal handheld phone these days has more technology than the space launches by NASA to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think how fast technology is growing. And at this rate, we're going to keep growing super quickly. But at what point will it just plateau and that we can't do anything anymore?
There
Like,
will
I-
be a point.
There'll be a
There
point
will,
where we physically just can't make stuff smaller anymore, make it
or
better.
faster, or
Yeah.
But once it gets to that point, like, will that be a problem?
It
Will,
could be.
Will
That's the
people
thing.
see that as an issue?
It could be.
'Cause I
That's the
mean,
problem.
Well, don't
What
forget,
I've
for
got,
me,
as
I'm
it is,
52, so this has happened for 50 years for me.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was born, the idea of having a phone like that was. I
Yeah.
mean,
You got, think 10 years ago, 2007, the first 2008, sorry, like the first iPhone came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did
And
as well,
nowadays,
yeah.
that thing's seen as fucking archaic and
Yeah.
slow. But at
Yeah.
the time, it was the fastest thing on the market. You could play music and go on the internet
hey guys, do you remember
and use it
Blackberries?
as a phone all at the same
Oh,
time.
fuck back Blackberries, man.
I had
Yeah,
a
me
BlackBerry.
neither.
I worked at CEX. I had to test that shit.
I had a BlackBerry.
It took like 2 years to fucking reset.
One
It was
of my-
always fucking foreigners that bought the Blackberries in.
One of my first jobs when I moved to
I've got the
Peterborough,
Blackberry.
I was installing computer systems,
Yeah.
and they were
Raspberry
386
Pi.
megahertz,
Yeah.
not Pentium.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that was a 386, top of the range,
Mm-hmm.
and each desk was $5,500
Yeah.
per computer for a 386 megabytes with a 10 megabyte hard drive.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Again,
and
think about this, though.
512k memory.
Think
that
about
was
that, yeah.
$5
Think
grand.
about this.
per-
10
Yeah.
years ago, fucking 2 or 3 gigs of RAM or 4 gigs of RAM was more than enough. Now, like for top level gaming and stuff. Nowadays, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really get
now you
by
need,
without
like-
16 gigs.
Well, I'll quote myself when I went to
16 gigs is like the base. Sorry, Paul,
Yeah.
I interrupted you.
That's
very
right. I
sorry.
went to a company about 22 years ago, and their hard disk drive had gone down in the accounts department. And I went and put a new one in, and they had a 5 megabyte hard drive, and I put a 10 megabyte hard drive in, and said to him, and he said, "How long will that last?" I said, "That'll last a lifetime, mate. You'll never fill that up." And here we are.
Nowadays, it's like like a fucking text document can fill that shit
Yeah.
up.
So reminder, I have I think about 4 terabytes of space on my computer. I filled up about half of that.
Really?
Yeah.
at the
I
moment.
have. What do I have?
And I've had that for
I have
about
a.
4 years.
I have a
think.
500 gigabyte hard drive in my PlayStation 4. Now, by today's standards, that's not that much.
Mm.
But back when you were talking about, that would literally last multiple lifetimes,
yeah.
multiple
Gone are the
lifetimes.
days when you used dial-up to look for fappening photos of female celebrities.
Yeah.
And you know, it was the
Who
porn,
kept Janeway?
it was the porn industry that made the internet successful.
Oh, it
Yeah.
absolutely was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Is it something
Sex
like... is it
sex
something
drives like literally
Everything,
everything.
yeah.
Is it
you know,
something
like-
like 80% of the internet's porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you
It's
think
what
you
useful,
you
yeah.
think right? You think what was like the man who did Oculus? What was his motivation for making it? It definitely wasn't expanding the market. No, it was the opportunity to see like anime titties just
Yeah.
right in front of him,
They got this,
like,
like,
and then you can cup them. That was his motivation.
this is a list including
He wants to
like
be able to
things
cup a
like
boob.
Google and Facebook and whatever. But Pornhub is the I think 60th biggest website in the world, and that's including news sites and social medias and
It
stuff.
always, it always makes me laugh when like there are serious initiatives to save the internet or something's happened. Like when the net neutrality thing happened, and you got like all these a shutdown, and it's supported by all these big sites like Google and Yahoo, and
Pornhub.
really important news sites, and then Pornhub's just there, and it makes me laugh.
The big
every
thing
time.
pissed me off recently. Oh, not recently, but a couple of years
Pornhub
ago.
is useful.
Pornhub raised what was it?
Especially if you've got a raging boner.
$10,000 for cancer research, and the biggest cancer research company in America refused to take the money.
Oh, what
Oh,
the
really?
fuck?
Yeah, because it was from Pornhub, and then they just gave it to a load of little cancer research charities instead.
There you go.
Do you know Joey Ryan's actually contracted with YouPorn?
Is he?
Yeah.
I've been on YouPorn for a long time. Does that still exist?
Yeah, it does.
They're branching into sports now. Do
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
he's
no,
called,
they-
he calls himself the King of Dong
Yeah,
style?
X Hamster also X-Hamster sponsors a esports team. But anyway, at what point do you think? How many years until technology gets to a point where we can't improve it any
Well,
further?
it won't,
It's-
because it'll become biological.
Yeah, I think
We'll
it
go
will.
from electronics to biological.
It'll be what Charlie Brooker said. We'll
end up
we'll start
building-
getting it in our eyes.
We'll have it
Yeah.
alien
Yeah.
implanted.
We'll end up building humans
Just go,
biologically.
But do you not think there's a point where we'll just run out of technology to create?
No.
No.
Not,
I'll
Well,
be
by,
honest-
by
certainly
that
not in
point,
our
by that
lifetime.
point, it'll be organic.
Not in our lifetime.
I'll be honest with
certainly.
you, I think we're just going to
Mm.
become so overly reliant on technology.
Oh, we
I
will.
mean,
We already are. We already are.
We already are. Yeah. The moment the resources start running out, it's going to be a free for all.
Yeah.
Well, they reckon
The world's
they
gonna
reckon
fucking
5
explode.
days before there's total anarchy. If
Mhm.
the switch was thrown and there was no oil, no distribution of food, all the electricity off, it would only take 5 days for there to be absolute anarchy in this country.
Let's
And
test that.
I think on that point, I think we should move on.
Next segment
Next segment.
of the
That's it.
Terry's Chocolate Orange
I was
podcast.
going to say that, you cunt.
The Terry's Chocolate Orange podcast. That's I'm going to
No,
check.
I
for
reckon
that,
we're like
search
the.
for
I reckon we're like the Marmite of podcasts.
You either love us or you fucking hate us.
Yeah.
that. I think we're more like the licorice of podcasts.
Oh, I fucking hate
No, because
licorice.
I love licorice.
fucking hated by it, but because we're liked by like 1 in 4 people.
I think Marmite's hated more than licorice. And that's the end of the show.
Is it?
Yeah,
God, how long
Yeah.
was that, Paul?
about an hour.
It can't be. No, it's 48 minutes.
It was about an hour.
I have a plan, actually.
Oh,
You have a
I have a
plan.
plan.
Oh, Paul
I
has
have a
plan.
cunning plan, my
Right.
lord.
Let's,
is your plan?
Let's have a plan. Right, hang on.
Chaser before shovel.
Welcome back, guys, to the show.
Oh,
So,
not still prick.
It's not still prick. He's on vacation. He's been on vacation for a while now.
He has, hasn't he?
I actually haven't heard much from
What's
him.
the
He's
holiday entitlement from that place?
holiday.
It's like, is it permanent?
I heard he went to holiday in Auschwitz for some reason.
I
It's
heard he was
weird.
on gardening leave.
6 months on and 6 months off.
I think he went to visit his ancestors or something. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
in Auschwitz.
Is
In
Aunt-
Auschwitz,
Auntie
yeah.
Sester. Auntie Sester.
Yeah, Auntie Sester, who lives in Auschwitz.
He tried to do when I saw him last, he tried to do like a normal person's joke, and he's like, "Yes, I go around to your mum's house. I did joke, hey, funny."
He's not that mentally challenged, Dan.
He is.
He's pretty smart, but he's also a fucking retard.
His accent makes him sound like Sean Penn from like I Am Sam.
I like.
Don't go full blown
Right,
retard.
okay.
My favourite actor
So-
is Sean Bean. What about you?
Sing
Sea
Bean.
Bean.
He dies in every film.
So he's to die for. Huh. So we've got new.
Oh
Segment
no,
here
technically he
today.
didn't die in
Percy Jackson.
It's all
what's the
about
name of that fucking Greek film he was in?
Percy Jackson.
No, Brad Pitt was in it as well. Troy, that's it. He didn't die in Troy.
So we've got a new segment. It's all about experiences in your life, wonderful experiences
This
that you
segment
have.
is called "This Is Your Life."
And cunty experiences.
Cunty experiences. This is your life.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So this week we're going to talk about a couple of things. Excitement,
Yay.
both bad and good, right?
Uh-huh.
So we want to hear about the time when you were most excited in your life, the most exciting moment of your life, and the most fearful moment of your life.
Would you like to give us some examples, Jason?
Like for
you,
example,
like your personal experiences.
Yeah.
Go for most excited first. If that's easy. That's easier.
the most excited. The moment I lost my virginity was quite exciting.
Yeah. You're
Because
hell
I knew it would never happen again.
For me, it was. For me, it was kind of like.
No, man. You've got to be positive.
Look, I'm being realistic, Dan.
No, see,
It's-
for me, when I
I
lost
mean,
my
for
virginity, it
fuck's
was
sake.
like, oh, this isn't like.
I lost my
typed up as,
virginity and I
you
thought
know.
this will never happen again, and now I've been a male whore. My nuts is drained.
my most fearful moment was
My
probably when
house
I
is
was in
warm.
a building. It was
My
around
nuts are like
Christmas
Petit
time,
Pois.
and I was going to see my girlfriend and her children, and the building got held up by a bunch of terrorists.
Oh, he's fucking.
and
He's
then-
doing
and-
Die Hard.
and then-
He's doing Die Hard. Stop him.
And then I had to
Oh, for
crawl through an air
fuck's
vent
sake.
and
In
you
a
know,
white
be
vest.
in a white vest, and I had
I
to do
know,
a
I know.
Rambo movie and everything. It was pretty good.
No.
Now, what was your actual most frightening experience?
I actually can't remember, to be honest. My life has been. I've had sad moments, but not really any frightful moments.
You're lucky.
I mean, the one I can remember recently is climbing up that fucking tower at that thing. The like 10-foot tall
It
tower.
was taller than 10 foot.
It
was about 30
fucking
feet.
mortifying. That's what it was.
It was about
Jesus
30 feet.
Christ,
It was quite high.
horrifying.
It was no, it was like one of those firefighting practice towers,
Oh right, yeah,
the
yeah.
really really big ones.
It was really tall.
He was very scared.
I got about halfway up it.
Yeah, you managed
And
to
I-
fucking do
yeah,
the abseiling.
And then I stopped for a bit, and I was the abseiling wasn't that bad, right? The abseiling, the problem isn't coming down. The problem is getting up there, right? Because I know coming down I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
That depends on how fast you come down.
well, I mean the zip lining was fucking horrifying.
I
But
love the zip
but
lining.
the abseiling was fine, right? I was able to control myself there. I was a bit nervous, but that was fine. But you climb through the inside of the tower, so there's there's no threat of like
Falling
I
off.
might fall off,
Yeah.
because there's no way to fall off. With the tower, it's like these tiny little nails that someone's like stapled into the tree that you have to like awkwardly put your feet on and do a little
it wasn't
tango.
that. It wasn't that
around
bad.
the tree.
It was actual ladders and stuff.
No, it was fucking staples. There were staples on a tree. That was what we climbed up.
What?
We climbed up staples on a tree. I don't think you were there.
Which one was this? Was this Princess Trust or was this the?
Why do you want to climb
the
up
boxing
a...
one.
Oh, I thought it was like
It's the
Princess
boxing
Trust.
Why
Okay,
do you want to?
sorry, I
Why would you want to
apologise.
climb up a stationery retailer?
So that's Jason's. What about my?
Yeah,
My okay, I
fucking
mentioned the
horrifying.
abseiling. That was pretty scary, but it wasn't the most frightening moment of my life. I don't know what my most frightening
Finding out
moment
I
was
was
right
your
now.
dad.
But I think the most excited I've ever been
You can.
was ooh, that's hard actually. That's really really hard.
It is difficult when you have
Yeah.
to think of it.
I think it's when I met
Me.
No,
Jason.
no. I
Paul.
think it's when I met
Lauren.
my girlfriend at the time for the
Chris
first time.
Watts.
We because she lived down the country,
Mm.
and we met each other for the first time in Coventry,
Right.
and that was
Were
really
you both
that was really,
trying
really
to get
exciting.
out of Coventry?
No.
'Cause that's usually what
It was sort of a
people try and
midpoint.
do.
It was sort of a
Things
midpoint
Coventry.
between us.
Gotta get out of
But I think
Coventry.
that was really really nice because we'd been speaking for a while and we were together, but we hadn't actually met yet. And we met for the first time. It was really really nice, and then we had a good day. And then we broke up a little while later, so it was fine.
Did her boobs spill out and she
Fine
went,
for that.
behold.
No, and then she started dating
Like
Jason for some
medieval
reason.
porn.
Wow. Okay.
No, I was very happy for you, Jason. Don't worry. But no, it was really really nice day, and it was just some because I've never had that much to look forward to.
Right.
I'd say the most frightening moment was probably actually
Meeting me.
You are nothing to me, Dan.
Meeting Jason.
Nothing. No,
Meeting Paul.
it sounds weird, but it was frightened in an excited way. It was probably when I got accepted onto this ICS thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm genuinely quite scared because I don't
You're
know
like, "Oh,
what the
shit, better not
experiences are
fuck
going to
it
be. Yeah, better not fuck it up, you know. I've got this one chance to do this thing that's going to change my life
It'd
for
be
the
really-
better in a
I
long
think it'd
way.
be really good for you.
And I feel
Would
like
you say
and
it's
if
the
I
co-
fuck it up, it's my own fault,
Would you
basically.
say it's the
I'll have
country you're
words.
going in as
Bring
well,
condoms.
because you
No.
don't know
Lots
what
of
to
condoms.
expect.
No, I'm not scared of Nepal.
Lots of condoms. What, for the
Bring
book
lots and
arcade
lots of
bunks?
condoms.
Do you have to bring lots of condoms? That's true.
Make sure not to fuck it
Make
up.
sure you
Bring
boil
loads
the
and
water
loads of
before you
condoms.
drink it.
Boil them in
But
water.
I'm not
Boil
not-
the condoms in water.
Boil the water,
I'm not
you
scared of
shoot.
going there, but I'm scared of fucking it up.
Right.
Boil those condoms.
I'm scared of fucking
Make
it up,
'em
getting
sizzle.
there, or going there and doing something that makes things worse as opposed to helping.
Actually, fuck it.
think.
This week's
And
episode.
that's
What
quite
they've got to
scary.
realise,
Condoms now.
Yeah.
what they've got to realise though, this is your first time, so you're literally
You
going
know
to be
what-
new to everything.
you know
so
what,
they might put you with someone like, have you partnered up with someone who's experienced doing this?
You know what pissed me off?
But you're going to learn so much new stuff.
One of the guys I know called.
I'll get him to fix my toilet for me.
One of the guys I know
Yeah.
who was at my training event, Jack, has been kicked off
Yeah.
because he got over it now, but he used to have depression.
All right.
And he didn't disclose that to the people because he didn't think it was important because he only used to have
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And his doctor gave him the complete okay to go do it. Everything else was fine.
Yeah.
But because he didn't disclose that he used to have it like a few years ago,
Right.
he's been kicked off,
Wow.
which I think is
So he's
completely
really,
unjust.
he's really depressed now.
Pretty
Yeah.
Which I think is completely unjust. If I'm
I
being
think
honest.
it
That
is, to
bad,
be
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
So we started a petition on Facebook.
'Cause it's not as
So
if he
find me on
did it-
Facebook, sign the petition. Thank
It's
you.
not as if he did it knowingly. He just assumed because he's been given the all clear, there's just no need for people
because it's
to
given the
know.
all clear and he's not on medication
Yeah.
for it
Just to
anymore
move
or
on with
anything
his
like
life.
that.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like he had to mention it, which I think is extremely unfair that he's been kicked off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he's a really good person, and like even though I only actually physically met him for a few days, you could tell his heart was really in it, and he really wanted to do this. Like it was something he genuinely wanted to do, and he's now lost the opportunity.
then.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a really good
Keep
guy.
that petition going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep
I'll,
it going, man.
I'll give Jason a link to put in the description of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll sign it, Donald Trump.
What about you, Dan?
G. Trump.
I'm going to start off with a negative and end with a positive.
Okay.
Time when I felt really scared. I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking home from school during lunchtime. And at the time I was living in North Breton.
I'm so sorry.
And we were getting trouble. I was getting bullied at school, but there was this family that lived in our area that were causing us problems as well.
Yeah.
And they were all older kids, like not school age, like sort of 18, 19.
Yeah.
And I was walking home, and I don't know, are you guys familiar with Breton Field? Like they've got like the bridge that goes across onto the main field and that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were all hanging around there, like 5 of
My
them,
nan lives in Breton, remember?
drinking, I don't know, they were drinking
Frosty
beer,
Jacks.
um,
White Lightning. Yeah.
vodka, all sorts. You could smell the alcohol off them.
Yeah.
And I just kept my head down and just wanted to go. Remember, I'm 13 years old, and
Yeah.
these guys are like 18, 19.
This is before Dan was a hard ass.
This is what made me a hard ass, to be honest with you. And I could feel my heart just like it was about to burst out of my chest. You know, you get that sick feeling in the pit of your
Yeah.
stomach.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know something's going to happen. I
Mhm.
just felt so fucking scared. My legs were shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And they got in my way. And I said, look, I just want to go home. Just leave me alone. I'm not doing anything to you. Just leave me alone. And you could tell they'd been drinking. They were absolutely fucking steaming.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I know is I woke up in a hospital bed. I had 2 broken ribs, concussion, and a fractured eye, like cheekbone.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the shit out of me. I was 13 years old and I got the shit kicked out of me by like 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
See, I
I've
did-
never felt more scared in my fucking life.
I had a similar thing to that. I remember I was at the park with my sister and her friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but these guys, like older than me, guys started following us. And I realised something was going to start. I got that same sort of feeling you had.
It's
so I
horrible.
whispered to my little sister and her friend, "You guys just run on ahead. I'll sort of see what I can do about these guys." And they run on ahead, and these guys start. I wait for a little bit and run as well, and they start chasing after me. And I stop, turn around, and they just stop kicking the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's
I managed to
awful.
push them off eventually and get
Yeah.
out there. I didn't get done as bad as you did, obviously, but I get the same. I know the feeling.
It was like they hit me over the head with something. So
Mm.
I felt that, but then literally it was just like everything
blank.
went black, and I woke up with my mum and dad sat beside me in a hospital bed,
Yeah.
with me laying in the hospital bed. And
Did they
like-
get done for that?
Yeah.
They did, good. Yeah.
Well, my dad told my cousin Paul, who's like an old school skinhead, and him and a load of his mates beat the shit out of him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
and then my dad tried. Well, my dad did something and got away with it. That's just so. Well,
Yeah.
actually, he's dead. My dad's not here now, so it shouldn't matter. He ran one of them over,
Oh, really?
and
Nice.
because they had a criminal record,
Yeah.
and of the 13 witness statements they had, which all the 13 they weren't there to see it, they
Right.
couldn't credit them as
Creditable witnesses.
because they
yeah.
were all criminals.
Right.
So literally, it was mine and my dad's word against this guy's, and my dad got away with it. But
That's great.
yeah, my cousin absolutely beat the shit out of him.
That's
Him and a
good.
load of his mates turned up in a car one night and just dragged them all out of the house, including the mum and dad as well, because they were like rough and ready as well.
Right.
And yeah, it was
Fucking hell.
yeah, it was
Most
brilliant.
exciting moment of your life.
Most exciting moment.
Falling
I mean,
in love with my
a
current
lot-
girlfriend.
No. A lot of my exciting moments have
Faggot.
been with my dad. One that I can think of off the top of my head. I think I just started secondary school. It was November '95. So I was in year 7, and I didn't realise I got out of school and there was my dad waiting for me. I thought he's meant to be at work, and he never picks me up. I've got to walk home.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah," he said, "they let me finish early. There wasn't much going on." And he goes, he said, "Oh, when we get home, I'll make you a cup of tea, get ready, and we've got to go out again." Wouldn't tell me where we were going, and he just kept saying to me, "Look, put your normal clothes on, get your uniform off, and we'll go out. You know, we've got to go out for a drive somewhere." I was thinking, what the hell's going on? So we got home. I had a cup of tea. I got into my normal civvies, and we got into the car and driving along, and we were heading towards sort of Huntingdon way, and I thought, what's happening? You know, we were like further and further out, and it was like, "Oh, it's all right, you'll find out soon enough." All you know, and as soon as we got into Huntingdon, there was like a big like billboard,
Mm-hmm.
and on that billboard was live wrestling at the Huntingdon Community Theatre. Or something. My first ever live wrestling event. I was like, "No,
Yeah.
Dad, no." He was like, "Yeah, I've got tickets for it." I was like, "No, we're going to go see live wrestling." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, and I just felt so fucking excited. And then he got out his wallet and gave me 20 quid and just said, "That's for the merchandise stand."
That's cool.
And back
think
then,
actually
you could get a
20
lot
quid
for
was a
20
lot of
quid.
money, yeah, yeah.
I think
Like,
actually,
I managed to get, you know, the Bret Hart glasses.
Yeah.
I managed to get them for like 50p on the
Nice.
proper ones.
Dang.
I just got like so much. I mean, when you look at it now, the wrestling was shit, but for
Yeah.
me, I was just mesmerised by
I
it.
think actually, if
Absolutely
I,
mesmerised. And that was probably, I mean, I can think of hundreds of more times where I was
Yeah.
like really excited. Like the time when my dad took me on a surprise trip to Skegness,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
me and him.
I think I'll change mine actually. I think
Yeah.
my most exciting moment was probably going to that first wrestling show.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
because it was with good friends. It was a good event, and we just
Good
we all
vibes,
had a
innit?
really
Mm.
good time.
I think I'm going to change my thing. I figured out my most fearful moment. Right, I
Meeting
remember
me.
it now because
Eating
what are you
Dan.
talking about, Dan? You're a teddy bear. you're a lovely
big
little teddy
teddy
bear.
I'm like
It's a
the Ray
great-
Winstone
great
of
big
Grumpy
teddy
Teddy
bear.
Bear.
Is that one of them teddy bears where you squeeze him, it goes evil?
Yeah, exactly like that.
That's
yeah,
what happens
so
when my niece cuddles me. I go, "Yeah," and she's like, "Ah," and runs away.
and you go, come back. I just want your love.
No,
What? No, like your cousinly love.
give me a cuddle. No, it's my niece.
That is
Come
not
on, mate, what were you
uncles
changing?
you were.
not okay. Anyway, right? Yeah. So when I was in primary school, my dad used to walk me like home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I remember. Yeah,
mum
that's a
and
good
mum and dad always used to work late, so I
Yeah.
have to go to the after school club there, and then they pick me up around 5ish.
Yeah.
Right. So then dad would always pick me up, and he'd walk back because our primary school was on the way from where he worked. So we just walked down this bit, and I used to really enjoy that because it was a nice little bonding sort of thing. I kind of feel like in a way that's why I feel somewhat closer to my dad than to my mum,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I used to like spend basically a bit of every day
Yeah.
with him walking home and we talk
just
and
you two
stuff.
guys
Yeah.
chatting and that.
So I love you too, Mum. Don't worry. So you know, I remember we were walking this one time, and there were a bunch of yobbos like behind us, like
For those in
18
America,
or
a
so.
yobbo is somebody who's being very loud and rowdy. And
like
a bit of a chav.
like the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy was walking behind us, and they were sort of like, you know, having a rowdy or whatever. But then they turned to my dad and they're like, "Hey mate, you got a fag?" And Dad's like, "No." and he starts talking to us again. Or he starts talking to me, and then a little bit later he comes back and asks me for a fag again, and and Dad's like no, and comes talking back to me, and he asks him a third time, and Dad turns around and he's like, look, I've already told you like 2 times I do not have a cigarette. Can you leave me alone? And the guy blew up on him, and he was sort of like, he was like, mate, I was just asking a question. Don't be like that with me. And Dad, Dad was getting a bit irate as well, and he was like, mate, just step off. Don't do this. I think he threatened him or something. Like, he threatened my dad. And he was like, what you threaten? You get in prison over over a cigarette? And you go, mate, I'll fucking kill you to get in prison. And I heard that, and I just started like screaming.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, what, 8?
Well, yeah.
8 or 9 at the time, right? So hearing someone threaten to kill my dad in front of me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he realised I was there before then. But then he saw me, and the sort of look on his face turned from I'm a well-hard tough guy to like, holy shit, I think I've made a terrible mistake, And he tries then to be like, oh no, you all right, kid? You all right? And of course I'm fucking scared of him now because he just threatened to kill my dad. And my dad's then like, yeah. So you want to go to prison, do you? You want to fucking go to prison? What, treating my child like that? How fucking dare you? You disgust me. So he got embarrassed in front of his friends, but that was a scary moment for me, I think.
Being 8 years old and having
That's
that,
fair.
I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
But luckily,
Well,
I didn't have all that much.
I was going to say, actually, a very good segment. It could be a segment of story from my past.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. We've got lots of them. I mean, I'll be brief because
Legality reasons.
I could probably do a podcast with all my bad moments and a podcast with all my good moments, and it'd still be a couple of hours.
Just do some brief ones then.
But just, I mean, something that happened to my daughter, which was quite horrible. She moved out and she's got in her own place, and the first thing she wanted to do was get pets, but she couldn't have cats or dogs, so she thought hamster. She went, okay, I'll go and get a hamster. Went to the shop.
Hamsters are good.
Yeah, but this is what made me think of this story, because you were talking about hamsters. She got to the shop, saw this hamster, and the guy talked her in to having a whole cage full, 9 lemmings.
Oh fuck.
And they'd just been born, and she saw them, and she thought, oh, they're so lovely, and he was going to let her have the lemmings for only a little bit more than just one hamster. So she got the cage and everything. She said, okay, we'll do that, and he threw a load of things in.
Why?
The reason he did that is she put them in the house. A couple of days later, she said, oh, one of them's got out. There's one missing. And I said, oh shit, well, never mind, you've got 8 more.
He didn't
A
get
couple
out.
more days later, there's another one missing. She's going, I don't know how they're getting out, another one's gone. Anyway, a couple of days after that, she went to do a clean out and found the skeleton bits and remains of 2 lemmings inside their little house thing. And she noticed one of these lemmings was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, a lot bigger and quicker than the rest of them.
Oh dear.
After about a month, she ended up with 3 left because they'd eaten the others, and then found out you should never keep lemmings together because
Hamsters as
one
well.
will become dominant and eat the rest of them.
Hamsters as well.
So for an experience for her, that's pretty horrible.
Yeah. No,
But
that
no,
is.
I would say as an adult, probably my most exciting moment was having my first double woman session.
Yeah.
'Cause
It is. It
2
is.
chicks at once.
It is a
I'd
special
expect
moment.
this
It
from
went-
Dan, Paul. Shame on you.
It went on for 2.
Dude, you don't know. It's.
It-
yeah.
It went on for a couple of days.
Yeah.
She
You will
stayed
never
there,
know,
and-
Jason.
And it was, it was very good, and that was very exciting. Very exciting.
Okay, next
It is
segment.
The most horrible. I've got so many horrible moments, but one that sticks in my mind is when I was about 7. I had a girlfriend. She was lovely, and she lived on the
So, did you say when you were 7 or 17?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I had girlfriends when I was that
Yeah.
age.
Well, like, yeah, just,
I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
girlfriend.
We used to just show each other
Hold
our
hands.
bits, and that was it. The odd kiss now and again.
Yeah.
But she lived
Show
on.
each other our bits.
Yeah, she used
Hold
to,
hands, too lewd.
she used to live on an estate, which was a bit rough.
Yeah.
And she said, do you want to come swimming? And I said, yeah, let's go swimming. I wasn't a brilliant swimmer at 7.
Did you die?
And when we got there, she'd arranged for bloody loads of her friends to be there as well. I didn't know that. I thought it was just me and her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's about 8 or 9 of us. And
Right.
I'm thinking, shit, and they're all doing their diving in, and I wasn't a good swimmer, and I was trying to show off a bit and jump in and do what they were doing. Then they all go down the deep end, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, you know, I don't want to go down there. I can't swim really well. And I was edging my way, and I suddenly slipped as they have that bit that goes starts to go down.
Yeah.
And I was on my tiptoes, and I was swallowing water, and I panicked, and I was fucking really scared, and I kept going under, and I was bobbing with my toes touching the ground, trying to get back up. And as I come up one time, the lifeguard had come to the edge of the pool, shouting at me, saying, "If you don't stop fucking messing about, you're out." And I was going, "What?" And I'm drowning. I'm going, "Help, help." And I got my arms in the air, and I go under again. I'm loads of water, and I kept coming up coughing, and I thought, this is it. And at 7 years old, I thought, I'm going. There's all these people in the pool. So he didn't say fucking. He just said, "If you don't stop messing about, you're out."
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and he comes back up and goes, "I'm warning you one more time, you're out." And I'm thinking, great. I want him to come in and get me out. And I'm thinking, I'm on my last day, and I think I'm going to die in this pool because no one knows I'm drowning. Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm
And the fucking lifeguard's being a dickhead.
And the lifeguard's actually telling me off for throwing my
How
arms
dare
down.
you drown?
You cunt.
And fortunately for me, one of the guys in this group was very, very large. He jumped in, did one of those dive bomb things where you tuck your knees up. Bombed in the water, and he made enough of a wave to hit me and just nudge me up the ridge, just to the top, where I could then touch my toes on the bottom, and I could, with my toes, bounce myself back up to the shallower end, where I then got out, and I thought, that's it for me, I'm going. So if that large guy hadn't jumped in, and just not, I could have been...
The tripod wouldn't exist.
No, possibly not. But that was horrible. Yeah, that was really horrible.
Well,
but I could fill up a whole podcast.
Again, it's that feeling in your stomach, because
Yeah.
you're thinking, shit, what's happening to me?
Yeah. And at 7, that's
It's a
quite
big
frightening.
deal. It is, yeah.
But no, good segment. I think,
that's a
that
good.
was really
I think
good.
that's a good place to end that segment. Let's move on.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
So let's make it better.
Oh,
And unfortunately, lads, that is the end
So
of the
long,
podcast.
farewell, Avida's saying fuck off.
That is the end of the podcast.
To
Thanks
you,
for listening,
to you.
everyone.
Fuck you and you.
Let's start with the outro. Hey, Mr. Jason.
hello, my
Stop
name's
it or I'll put-
Jason Gould. Fuck! Oh no, he's gonna kill me!
Oh, you
Shit.
bastard!
Oh, you bastard! Fuck! No, he's coming after me!
No, don't fucking hurt me.
Right, you can
Jesus Christ.
follow me
Why can't I fucking...
On-
why can't I have some fun?
on the face the book
You're the fucking...
under
gay-ass
the name,
fun police.
under the name of
Goddammit.
Ashley Masters.
Do your silly voice if you want. I don't really care.
Okay. It is me, Jason Gould. You can find me at the YouTube channel.
You can
Jason
find me at the
Gould.
bottom of a rainbow.
You can find me in your bum. Hello.
I'm an underpants gnome.
Look in there right now. Right
Just
there.
give us your
Hello.
fucking links, Jason.
I'm on the YouTube channel, Jason
You
Gould.
can catch me in the
Avoid
cinema
those
watching
whisking
Thor
27.
Ragnarok.
Fuck, I've thrown off a bit because you tried to punch me, you bastard. Fuck.
You can find him at the YouTube channel, Jason Gold, also known as Whisking27. You can also find him
do a whole
on
bunch
Vault
of
Entertainment.
Stupid shit on there. But if you want to see me playing video games, you can see it on Vault Entertainment or watch me live on Vault Archives.
You can also find him on Pornhub being pegged.
Not yet, baby, not yet.
Hello, I'm Ashley, also known as Lone Enigma. I'm the YouTube channel Lone Enigma, also the Twitter Lone Enigma. That's LON3 Enigma. Feel free to follow me, or not. It's a free world. Dan.
You can follow me via Ash's Facebook.
Cool.
Ooh.
Paul.
Yeah, you can find me, but you might not like it.
And that was that was the tripod. Thanks for listening, and remember to call your mum. She loves you.
Oh, Dan, me bum all sore. Tripod. 3 cunts and they're sitting here doing nothing but it's a tripod. Tripod.
We talk about pedos. Oh, we're finished.